Yeah, I feel... It's weird how I like to be hemmed in whenever I sit down somewhere.
I know, right?
I'm
kind of the same way. Like,
it's about coziness.
That table moves in like a 2-foot range for me.
Yeah.
It's because when I'm not there, I'm like, what the fuck's this doing so close to the fucking couch? It's pointless. Then when I'm on the couch, it's like, oh, this is too far away.
Oh, my God. So, did we come up with a new name for the podcast?
No, but we really should.
Because the Artist and the Economist podcast, welcome to, does not,
Well, true.
What is it?
It needs like a snappy name.
What we need to do is have a draft of names that we could potentially call it.
And then pick one?
Yeah. First draft pick, lucky you, whatever the hell your name is.
No, that's a bad idea. My first one would be Two Live Jews, a reference to a hip-hop band from 20 years ago, and also neither of us are Jewish. But it's a clever name if the situation were right.
It is a clever name. Two Crude Jews?
That's somehow less accurate.
I'm covered in schmagegi.
Why not just call it the Aryan Nation Podcast?
Because we're...
Well, we're not Jewish.
Well, we're not blonde
and I'm not
either.
arguing that, the ideological opposite of Jewish is white supremacist.
That's what I would argue.
I would not.
Okay.
This is the most insensitive start ever, and I'm including the one where you talked about how fat people were for a long time.
I think I actually cut that part out. Whatever. Anyway, so welcome to a brand new episode
of the Untitled Podcast.
Yeah, let's just call it the Whipcast because it's WIP, work in progress.
Ooh, all right, I'll take that.
The Whipcast.
I like the Whipcast.
That sounds kind of cool, actually. That might be the official name.
It's not.
It's not.
That's a terrible official name.
God, see, I get excited and you just smack me down.
Well, we should call it the Whipple Effect Podcast, featuring a stupid asshole tagging along as a sidekick.
It's not a sidekick, it's just that you're not as important because you don't care enough about this. As I said it.
Well, I would like to... Hang on.
I am from the Dagobah system. All right, so, new topic of conversation. What are we going to talk about today?
Christmas time.
Yes. Christmas time is, in fact, is. Because you didn't sing the rest of the lyric.
So you just made up an ending that was wrong?
Yeah, because
Christmas time is a thing. Christmas time is here, bro.
It's true enough.
You'll notice I got especially festive this year.
Yeah, I saw the one row of lights.
There is one strand of LED lights, and I got a tiny little tree.
I didn't actually notice that walking in.
It's pretty... I mean, it looks just like...
it's not microscopic.
It looks just like a normal potted plant. It just so happens to be, an evergreen tree.
Okay, yeah. So...
In which there is one ornament...
Yeah, I saw that. You showed me pictures of it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll get to see it in person. That's going to be a treat.
You don't need to see pictures of it. You can see the real deal.
So it'll be one thing to just specifically talk about Christmas, but instead we're going to focus on a couple of things. Mm-hmm. Christmas specials, Christmas movies.
Christmas music.
Christmas traditions, presents we got as kids, because Christmas time is really just all about that stuff.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to do a thing where that's the general theme, because, I mean, it's a pretty... like it or not, say whatever you will about Christmas and the season, but it's a pretty major holiday. It's a pretty major time of the year.
When you see it completely wallpapering the entire world around you, sure, it's just one of those things. Mm-hmm. This is the time of the year. What was it? I was watching a Screw Attack podcast, and it's like, it's December, so it's Christmas.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although, I guess let me start off by asking you this question.
What?
What do you think is too early to start? Like, when's the right time to transition to Christmas?
For me, it's usually midway through December. Like, if you wanted to do like a 12 days of Christmas time.
Oh, like a literal one?
Yeah, you could do that. But for me, like, for some people, Christmas time is like after Halloween. Like, nobody cares about Thanksgiving enough to like talk about it.
Mm-hmm. No, I saw, and I'm gonna try and pull it up on my phone real quick and do it real time. We didn't plan this, but I saw the display at the mall in one of the stores.
Oh, yeah?
Being set up at, like, a wildly unreasonable time. Just way too early.
Like Easter.
No, okay, well, not quite that bad.
That was the Charlie Brown Easter special.
It was.
How many specials does that have? Does that have? Do the peanuts
I was
have?
going to say, what is the question?
Hey, that might actually come up in the topic, so...
That might actually come up in the topic.
See, I don't improv well. This is why I have to write scripts for everything.
No, that's fine. I'm doing a bad job because...
We're both looking at our phones now. That's because we writ stuff down.
Well...
I just don't talk well.
We writ.
We writ it down, boy.
Writ it.
Oh, my God.
Writ it good. If we call it the Whitcast, should Devo be our theme song?
God, no. Talk about sandwiches.
No, well, and my real point was I saw a Christmas display being set up in like early to mid October.
What?
Which felt way too early for me. They were setting up like the little Christmas display around like the home goods section or whatever. It was straight up insanity.
The maw, the just gaping maw of Christmas eats other holidays.
At this point, well, and this is something that's bothered me about Black Friday.
Oh my God.
In the same way that Christmas bothers me, is it feels like an attempt, like economically, to stimulate more spending, more like retail spending.
Yeah, it's...
And at a certain point, it's like, dude, give it the fuck up. Like, people are gonna go through the web. People are gonna go through Amazon to do a lot of their shopping. People are better prepared and better equipped to do all of their shopping than ever before. Like, you can't just artificially prop up the retail industry. Like, just let it fucking be.
Yeah, it's something that, it's like, well, there's a Daniel Tosh joke like that. It's like, time to let the poor people stimulate the economy with deals they still can't even afford.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is coming off to a bit more of a pessimistic note than I really wanted to start with.
Christmas, evidently.
I guess we won't be having Christmas this year. Just kidding, we can't escape it.
That's it. I'm making up a new holiday.
Crimbus.
Crimbus.
That's already taken, I'm sorry.
Crimboween.
What?
From the Kingdom of Loathing game.
Oh, damn.
That game is awesome.
I have never played it. All I remember is I saw another person wearing a Sabertooth Lime shirt besides you.
It's my favorite shirt. It's absolutely my favorite shirt.
It looks like a 12-ounce mouse character.
Well, it's funny you mention that because most people are like, what is that, like a Mike's Hard Lemonade thing?
Oh.
I'm like, what kind of question is that? Like, even if that were true... Why would I wear a Mike's Hard Lemonade shirt and just be like, hey, I'm a pussy, just letting you all know.
Shitty lemon
total
flavored
pussy
booze
over here. No one...
If anyone listening drinks Mike's, you know what you did wrong.
And you are a pussy.
You done fucked up too many times.
Thanks, Mike. You're like, Mike isn't literal, right?
I swear to God,
like
Mike, if you're listening...
Yeah.
Your booze sucks.
Wouldn't it be awesome if he were? Like, he was the one guy like, man, I found this really awesome little blog. They've got cool opinions. I love the podcast. Ooh, a new episode. Fuck!
It's like if I could go to Hooters. Mr. Hooters! That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's too early for Christmas. You're still saying mid-December, though. That feels late to me.
That for me, it's like... Because it doesn't... For me, it's something that shouldn't really take up a whole month because... the thing about Christmas is it's more of an effort than people would really ever think about it.
What do you mean?
Because in terms of... What I mean by that is... you have to, like, make it the decision to, like... For me, a lot of what we're actually going to talk about today... Christmas is a thing that's, like, you watch a movie... Or there's a special that you like... Or, like, certain music that you put on. Like, people have their daily routines... Where they'll do what they do... As they're working... As they're doing anything... And so you'd have to make it an effort, like, hey, maybe I should make this more Christmassy and, like, listen to or do something different. You know what I mean? Because, like, getting together with your family, like, shouldn't really be a hard thing to do. Sometimes it is, whatever.
It depends on the family.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, that getting together with family is like, a plane ride, train ride, car ride, whatever. You go, you do it, or you don't do it, depending on if you want to do it. Whereas, like, the things around you, where it's like, I should decorate and, like, have a tree or something, or I should put... things up around it. or listen to people in the hallway with their yappy dog.
It's a Christmas dog.
It's a Christmas dog.
What if it's the dog from How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Max.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a special I like. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the reins here and say, let's just do this in like a list.
Take the reins.
Well
done.
Like Santa.
Mm-hmm. I had a girl in college tell me that I would make a really good Santa Claus.
Oh,
this is when I was
what
at my
a
absolute
bitch.
skinniest. So I was like, "What? That's mean." She's like, "No, but you're just so jolly." I was like, "You're not helping. That's worse."
Oh my god, I'm happy. Fuck you.
That's not what I mean.
No. Okay, so here's how the structure's gonna go. I think we should talk about movies.
Fine.
Talk about specials that we like or don't like. Okay. Then we can talk about things that are like traditions.
Okay.
And then we wrap it all up with presents.
I am glad. God, you are
did
2 for 2 on the fucking verbal.
I don't plan anything.
Awesome.
I have things written down, but I didn't plan wrap it up. Oh my god.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
That was
also,
good.
We should come back to things that we don't necessarily like about Christmas or things that surround it too.
Just remember your outline because 45 minutes into the podcast,
we will forget everything.
When we're on some anecdote about, baseball,
you being Santa,
then it's going to be like, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, a podcast about Christmas.
All right, so you know what? I got to say, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, what we watch every year, at least I do, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It is classic. It is underrated, for that matter.
It's there's a lot about it that I really enjoy, but I could understand a lot of people being like, "Oh, that's probably the worst one ever." Because if you look at the beats of the movie,
I mean,
it's all about this guy trying to get a toy for his kid, and he's just going to he's basically Black Friday shopping.
Well, and take a step back. The reason that movie isn't popular is because of the cast.
Yeah,
that cast is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
Yeah.
Former action star and E-list comedian.
It's a family comedy formula, and even if fucking anybody else is in that movie, whatever. But the fact that Arnold is in it apparently makes it like a gimmick.
Well, I mean, it's because look at the roles he took.
Well, yeah.
Back then.
Commando.
I meant Undercover or Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's an action step. There's we talked about Robert De Niro for God's
It just
sake.
seemed like a forced conversion, is all I'm saying. And
Yeah.
Sinbad, what was he doing anywhere near that movie? Who thought casting Sinbad in anything was a good idea?
He wasn't Shaquille O'Neal, for God's sake.
He played at the Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma or whatever it is a couple months ago, and I was like, why the fuck is Sinbad here? You really couldn't get anyone better?
I've never heard any of his comedy. All I know is he had a show.
Well, yeah.
All right, but I mean,
that's a great movie, though.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
I will say that I love the premise. It is just campy enough.
Yeah.
That you're okay, I'm on board. I'm along for the ride, and it is just sincere enough that you're okay, this is plausible.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's a busy businessman, and this toy. I mean, in an era. Keep in mind when it came out,
96.
It was
that's when Furbies and
it was the era of Furbies
and Cabbage Patch and Tickle Me Elmos and shit.
Yeah, and shit like that, the hot Christmas toys.
Back when those were a thing.
So it's plausible, and Phil Hartman is fucking stellar in it as his neighbor,
as the douche
as
Ned
his
Flanders,
douchebag, overachiever Ned Flanders neighbor that tries to make a pass at his wife.
Dick.
Yeah. Fuck you, Phil Hartman. You deserve everything.
Don't go.
I'm just kidding. I miss Phil. I miss Phil Hartman.
Dude, I miss
more
Blasto.
than people that are alive. Phil Hartman was awesome.
Yeah,
his story is super sad. He killed it on SNL. He was amazing on The Simpsons, and he was great in this movie.
Yeah, it's a travesty.
If you wanted,
it's like Pete Rose not being in the Hall. Speaking of baseball.
Why is that a travesty?
Well, because fucking 4,500, how many hits?
Yeah, I mean, I know he's the all-time hit king, but I don't know. Look, I don't really have a problem either way with Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame. But I will say this. Baseball has had, in essence, ever since the Shoeless Joe Jackson controversy with the White Sox in the early 1900s, baseball has had literally one rule that is posted in every clubhouse that you can't violate, and that's that you don't bet on games. It's not like the steroid era where for years it's we kind of casually suggest you shouldn't do this, but we don't formally test, and it's not illegal, and you won't get banned if you do it. Like, betting on baseball is literally the one rule.
Yeah.
Pete Rose knew that.
Yeah.
He had to know that. You can't not know that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can go both ways on it, but we're talking about baseball now. Let's try to talk about Christmas.
What's your favorite Christmas movie that isn't, like... What's your favorite classic Christmas movie, I guess?
Oh, like of kind of the older school ones? Like,
yeah.
Because my first go-to would probably be, like, A Christmas Story, but that's mainly because I've seen it the most.
Christmas Story is great. That would be my choice.
Okay, because I look at games. I talk about games all the time. I look at movies like It's a Wonderful Life, and there's so many.
I thought It's a Wonderful Life pretty boring.
It's an older movie.
I mean, I get
it's
that.
kind of made like because people would probably watch like A Miracle on 34th Street and say this is boring. Like it's a classic formula movie. They weren't like always full of something to make you honestly like. Old movies are old movies for a reason. They were filmed the way they were. That's where they are. But
It's a Wonderful Life is the Citizen Kane of old Christmas movies. I said it.
You're gonna go to Sing Sing. Oh my god. I would yell, but I don't want to peek the mic. Or piss off the dog in the hallway.
The dog's probably not in the hallway anymore.
Well, bring him back. He's the Christmas dog. It's tradition.
That sounds like one of those funny Secret Service metaphors. The dog is in the hallway. I repeat, the dog is in the hallway.
And he's tracking mud everywhere.
And then Obama's like, wait, I'm the dog?
You son of a bitch.
How dare you? I wanted to be something cool like the Falcon or the Thunderbird or the Thunder Falcon.
Why would a Thunder Falcon be in the hallway, sir? Just sassing
like debating logic.
Okay. But in terms of classic, I'd probably say
Christmas Story's great.
It is a good one. The one I think honestly, probably be like A Miracle on 34th Street, the original one.
Okay.
Because
I don't remember much about that movie.
It's the one that I don't watch it all that much, but from what I remember, like I actually sat down and wanted to see that movie. Whereas, like, with A Christmas Story, it was like, hey, come on, let's watch a Christmas movie together. This is fun. And I'm like, yeah, but it's also, whatever. But,
do you consider, let me ask you this. Do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I don't.
Good.
It's
not a Christmas movie. It takes place around Christmas.
Yeah.
Not the same.
It's that'd be like if, going a little bit weird here, but, Anti-Mame was a musical / play / movie. And, that has, it's all about this, people who've seen it will know what I'm talking about, but there's an entire like part in the movie where it's Christmas time and like they can't pay their bills, so they're having some hard times. And so it's like if you called that a Christmas movie because there was a scene that had Christmas time in it, I couldn't count that.
Let me ask you this as a follow up / I think this is where this was going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree? This isn't a question anymore. It's straight up a statement. Can we agree that the worst Christmas movies, plural, anything that the Hallmark Channel produces?
Yes, and it's funny you brought that up because Mom loves those.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And she'll have those on all the time.
Well, and they have them on all the time.
Yeah,
and there's a reason. It's because people are into it.
Yeah, and what's bad about that is, your company, whatever, do what you do, make the money, serve a demographic, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, this actually ties into another thing I want to talk about. The war on Christmas doesn't exist. And you know why I know that? Hallmark promotes 12 new Christmas movies this year alone.
Wow.
One every day. And I found the formula to every single movie.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I've actually written it down, and I'm going to read it verbatim so I don't mess it up.
It's when you... damn it! How did I write this into my notes?
All right. Moderately attractive mid-30s woman is disillusioned with her career and seeks family, while foiling the plot of a vaguely Italian coworker or partner. And there's another one. There's another type.
That explains Mob Christmas. Christmas with the Mob. La Santa Nostra.
I watched that one. That'd be awesome. Okay, and the other one... Moderately attractive mid-30s woman is disillusioned with God, meets angel and or God.
Yeah. The thing that... I mean, you're not wrong. That's really funny, and that's really accurate.
Yeah.
It's literally just like... I mean, the disillusionment is key. That's part of the whole thing. It's... I just don't believe...
It's a Christmas
I don't believe in the magic anymore. And then I've seen a bunch just in passing where it's like Santa is real.
Yeah.
And like will come down and be real, and everyone's like... There's something weird about this mall Santa. And mall Santa will be like,
God.
yes, mall Santa.
Wink.
Wink. Like, and he winks super obviously. And then this woman always has some fucking dipshit kids who are like, Mom, you just have to believe, Mom.
Or, like,
You
they're
just
kind
have
of
to
with the
believe."
mom, but, like, the logical extreme of it, where it's just like, I don't believe in anything. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, where, like, the kids are just super disillusioned. And then my favorite are the ones where, I mean, you're right, where the woman seeks, like, love and family, and the centerpiece is Christmas, and it's like, cool, great Christmas story, man.
And there's always, like, a weird villain, like I said, vaguely Italian.
Yeah.
Because, like, what was it? I made that comment to you this morning. I was like, so does, like, the bad guy, like, have brunette hair and kind of have, like Italian-esque vague features? It's like, no, it's a woman this time, but she does have brown hair, and you know what? Now I'm starting to see
Italian.
it. Yeah, you see? It's weird. It's like, Aryan people are the Hallmark Channel.
Well, and you get these, like, retread actors.
Oh,
that
like Tom Arnold.
Yeah, well, and my personal favorite is, there was one that had Tom Cavanaugh, who was Ed.
Who?
Tom Cavanaugh was
Oh, my
Ed back in
God.
the day. And he was, I think he was Dr. someone, I think he's JD's brother on Scrubs.
That's cool.
So, like, he had a couple cool, like, bit parts. He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he ends up in so many of these, like, dipshit Christmas Hallmark movies. It's like, ugh. It's enough where it's like,
Hey, it's the reason I have a
hey.
pool.
Well, it's like, oh, hey, that's a face I vaguely recognize. It's that guy.
It's like it's like actual Hollywood movies. Like when you see Joel Edgerton like in a movie, you're like, they just needed a white guy. You're not a movie star. They just needed a white guy, and you're it.
You're not a movie. Well, that's actually the plot of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Robert Downey Jr. is trying to escape a robbery, and he runs into a movie audition, and then the plot of the movie happens to be about getting your partner killed, and he freaks out because it hits too close to home. And he's like, "What the fuck was I supposed to do? Okay, it was a robbery. We botched it, and it all went wrong." And then everyone's
this guy's
sitting,
good.
They're sitting around. Everyone's like, "Wow, he's old school. He's method. It's like Brando."
Oh my god!
And so they cart him out to Hollywood to use him as like a leveraging piece to shave the price tag of the actor they're actually going for.
Oh my god.
It's pretty funny.
It's like Rockstar hiring actual gang members to do shit like background voices. Whatever. It's real method because it's not method. It's life. Alright. Okay, so moving away from movies, unless you want to bring something up.
No, I don't know. I just think Christmas movies are one of those funny things where it's like...
It's weird how accepted they are, too.
That's, I think,
it'd be weird, like, if you saw, like, a friggin', like, Ramadan movie, people are like, whoa, what?
That would be sick.
That'd be sick. It would. I'd love to see more Hanukkah movies, honestly.
They made 8 Crazy Nights. What do you want?
I want 9 Crazy Nights, okay?
Where Adam Sandler gets, like...
That's my boy 3!
He gets, like... time control powers, and then like
he goes back in time to make the oil lamps another day.
Can you imagine 9 Crazy Nights as a mixture of Hanukkah, like 8 Crazy Nights, and then Groundhog Day, where he just has to relive the last day over and over until he learns a lesson?
You know, I would...
Starring Adam Sandler and Bill Murray.
Adam, you have our number. No, you don't. Call us, baby. Call us, baby. You know you'll figure it out.
Adam Sandler doesn't fucking care.
No.
He's on record so many times as being like, oh yeah, I just made this movie so I could hang out with all my friends.
And go on vacation.
Yeah, because I never get to see them.
Yeah.
What a lucky a-hole.
What a lucky Hanukkah-loving a-hole. Hanukkah-loving. Seriously, though, 9 Crazy Nights.
Make it happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, moving away from that, going on toward, holiday specials. Everybody's got like a holiday special they like.
It's like the TV version of
movies. Yeah. What's funny though is that like it's specials carry a weight like they're animated or something. That's the way I've always seen it.
Cause, you mean like specials?
Yeah, because like even if you wanted to point out the ones that I'm not that big of a fan of, like Santa Claus is coming to town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they're all pretty.
All those old like Rankin and Bass cartoons or whatever.
And so those are the ones I've ever actually cared about enough. Like, the ones, you can't talk about Christmas specials without mentioning Charlie Brown.
It's pretty classic.
Yeah, so...
That, I think, is possibly the most classic of the classics.
And it's one of those weird things where you wonder how these things become iconic, I guess, because you'll be...
Especially Charlie Brown.
Dude, for real. My thing was, like, the music, because... Whenever I think of Christmas time, I think of that damn soundtrack.
Yeah, the Vince Guaraldi soundtrack is one of the most iconic soundtracks, really. I think probably of the modern era. Like,
For
you
real.
hear it everywhere. Whenever music gets repurposed, like, in a different show or movie or whatever, like, 90% of the time when Christmas music gets used, it's something from that.
And it's weird because it's not weird. It's actually kind of cool. Like, to think that you created something that is so ubiquitous and known and loved. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
Vince Guaraldi is the John Williams of Christmas music.
There you go.
So that you get it.
Enough said.
John
and that's
Williams. Star Wars.
I know who John
Famous
Williams is.
Conductor.
You got it. Did Home
What a
Alone.
hacky choice.
He did Home Alone.
How did we not pick Home Alone as our favorite Christmas movie? Oh yeah, that movie's fucking garbage.
Because fucking Chris Columbus did Jingle All the Way.
I forgot that was a Chris Columbus movie.
He's the executive producer or some shit. Whatever.
Still.
The one I actually wanted to bring up because we talked about this actually just yesterday when we were helping decorate Grandma and Grandpa's Christmas tree.
Because we're sweet.
Aww. Aw, hug us.
Love
we're good
us.
boys.
Love us, please.
Oh, God. That sounded too desperate. Let me dial that back.
No, that's what I wanted.
That's what I'm used to it. No. So the one that always comes to my mind, but I never see it anymore, the Garfield Christmas special.
I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah, they did, and it's like John goes home and takes Garfield with him, and they meet the farm boy Arbuckle family, and they have Christmas together, and it's just like it's no more like relevant or out there than like any other Christmas special, really. It's just people getting together and doing things, but it's Garfield, so like newspaper comics, this guy's a wacky guy, but here's him doing something sincere. That kind of shit.
Does he eat Christmas lasagna?
Does
he kick a reindeer off the table?
He should.
Does he complain about Christmas Mondays?
Christmas dip Monday.
I hate Garfield with the fire of 1,000 suns.
Very nice.
I think Garfield is garbage.
Okay.
And I feel like I've heard even Jim Davis himself mention over time, like, yeah, I mean, it's just a marketing vehicle.
Oh my God.
I just do it because it's relatable. I don't care. And it's like, cool, fuck you too, man. Fuck you too. That's why comics are so irrelevant anymore.
Don't say that because I do those.
I mean, like, newspaper comics.
Oh, yeah.
Like, graphic
Well, 'cause
novel
newspapers.
style comics. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, right? And,
Right.
like, you look back and ever since... I'm calling it, really, ever since Calvin and Hobbes, what's his name? Bill Watterson.
Yeah.
And then Gary Larson, Far Side.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since they stopped doing their shit, like, comics have been god-awful. There's no point.
Yeah. There's a lot. That's a podcast in itself right there. We'll save that one.
We should do a fantasy draft of comics.
Dude.
By the end of it. Like, I hate myself, but I have to take Garfield.
I have to take Howard the Duck.
Now, the comics draft would be easy.
Yeah,
First
because
pick, Dilbert. No, first pick, Far Side. Second pick, probably Calvin and Hobbes. I was never super into Calvin and Hobbes.
I remember, because for me, when I was a kid, I was always read books. It'd be like, go to the library, check out a book. It's like, well, of course I'm going to pick one with pictures because I don't give a shit about words.
Words.
I played video games as a kid. I don't
Words
give a
are
shit.
for nerds. It rhymes. It's true.
It's in a book. I read that in a book somewhere. Words are for nerds. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because, like, I liked that special because I actually kind of liked Garfield. I still, like, when I was a kid. Because,
Sure.
again, it was the one thing I could get at the library with pictures in it.
We all do stupid stuff when we're kids. You're like, shut up.
When you're 7, you don't even know what stupid is anyway. But anyway.
Tell that to 7-year-old me.
Okay. More to my point. It was just a nice special, and you never see it. And the thing that I actually kind of liked about it was that Garfield also had a Halloween special.
See,
And
I didn't know that either. See, I knew Garfield had a TV show.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon show for a while.
Garfield and Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
But shit. The Halloween special, like, I hated the Garfield Halloween special because it had fucking songs in it. And I'm
Seems
like,
odd and out of place.
yeah, because I'm like, why would... I come here for the comedy, quote unquote. I don't come here for the songs.
Wow.
But anyway, it's just kind of weird how they don't show that one anymore, but other ones are, and I don't know. It could be just a relevance thing. It could be. I wonder if it's actually like available somewhere.
Okay, I'm sure if you try hard. Sorry, I was yawning. Sorry, I'm sure if you try hard enough, you can find it, probably online or whatever.
Okay.
See, when you said Christmas specials, in my mind went to Christmas versions of normal shows.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Christmas episodes.
Like everybody like takes like a week off to make like a Christmas or Halloween episode.
Yep. A lot of shows do both.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine has done it a couple years running, which all of them have been good.
The Simpsons always do.
The Simpsons always do.
Family Guy now too. Like anything that's like on a major network does that now.
Pretty much. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, because Money.
And if we're going based on that, God, there's so many I can't even count. And I love all of the old Simpsons, but I really, really like that. I don't remember if it was I think it was season 2 of The Office. Because season 1 was like that protracted, like 6 episodes to make sure it would test well in America.
Oh, sure.
But I loved their first Christmas special where they play Yankee Swap.
Oh,
and
my God.
Michael brings like an iPod, which
and
is
everybody wants the iPod.
Yeah, and if I remember right, that's also the one where Jim buys Pam like a teapot
and has like a note in it and takes out the note.
Yeah,
just to know that
because it ends up being like a Yankee Swap thing that Dwight ends up with.
Yeah.
And Jim's like, "Let me buy the teapot from you," and Dwight's like, "No, I'll use it," and he's using it to like clear his sinuses out with like tea by.
And he's like, the fact that my gift is going to be used for that, kind of hard to deal with.
And then Michael goes to the liquor store and buys a case of vodka, and he's like, "Do you think this will be enough to get 15 people drunk?" And the guy's like, 15 people? Yeah, that should do it.
All right.
It's
super. So coming off of like specials and all that kind of stuff, like there's a lot we could go into if we wanted to open up to everything.
Yeah. It's almost like Christmas is like the most popular holiday in the country, possibly even the world.
You know, I'm starting to think that Christmas is gonna make it. Okay, so actually I wanted to moving from specials and things that are kind of like ubiquitous and known. Like, what are some things that are a little off the wall? Like, what was it? What was one I was going to say? What I do every year, I go to homestarrunner.com and watch all the Christmas specials.
Interesting.
Like, every year. And what I like to do, too, is they put one out back in, like, 2004, and it has a clock that actually counts down how many minutes of, like, December 25th it is, or the time until Christmas is over.
Right.
And if you're there at midnight on like, you know, the 26th, basically, if you watch it count down all the way to 0, it'll say, "It's over. Merry Christmas, everybody." And then it resets. And it starts like, you know, it's like, it's over 500,000 minutes left of Christmas to do. And it's
nice.
Like, wow, that's an entire clock of every day until Christmas.
It's pretty staggering.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Nice.
What about you? Like anything like that?
I mean, not particularly. I don't really. The only like real Christmas things that I do to get in the quote unquote spirit,
sure,
are music based. I've just got like a playlist on my iPod of Christmas music.
Oh yeah.
Some of which we heard growing up, and one of which is the extremely funny Aqua Teens Christmas album, which is great.
It's kind of weird how like things have like Christmas can go one of two ways. It can go like the sincere route, or it can go the jokey route. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's true with anything in life. But I look at the Christmas music collection I have because I want to get some of the stuff that I listened to when we listened to as kids. I want to get some of that too, but I never like done it before. So like the Christmas music I have on my iPod, whenever like just any time of the year, I guess, is that Aqua Teens album.
Yep.
Charlie Brown, because that's the one I made an actual effort to get.
Yep.
Because it's fucking ubiquitous.
Pretty classic.
And fucking Bad Religion's Christmas songs they put out in 2013.
I can't believe they made a Christmas album.
I can't believe it either, but the fact that they went whole hard into it, like they did punk rock Christmas songs, I'm like, you know, if you like Bad Religion, you're gonna like their music.
Right.
And hearing fucking Greg Gaffin, you know, wishing us a white Christmas, it's like, this feels weird at the same time. It's like kind of nice.
You're dreaming of a white Christmas.
Whatever.
You don't wish a white Christmas.
Well, may all your Christmases be white. Wish you. Whatever. Shut up.
I'm making a semantics argument, okay?
Yeah. But the thing is, like I mentioned, Homestar Runner. Like I do that with everything that happens to have like a Christmas special. Like JonTron's put out a couple of them now on his channel,
which are great.
They are fantastic. The Home Alone one's probably like the best thing ever. Get out that stove cord. And Angry Video Game Nerd. He has like 3 compilations. He's a couple of them now, but like one of them is 3 of them are like Bible games. So like the games that we actually, growing up in a Christian household.
I can't believe we had those.
Yeah, we had Joshua and Bible Adventures for the NES. It's like, where do we even get these?
That's another topic, and obviously super unrelated, but I love the old like era of video games where it's like, I remember this one game that no one's ever fucking heard of. Mm-hmm. My example for that is always Cosmic Spacehead.
Dude,
what the fuck is Cosmic Spacehead?
For real. And like there was actually a NES version called Linus Spacehead. I didn't know that.
That's disappointing.
Well, that's not special.
Well, and it's disappointing to know he had a first name that was never given to us.
Well, unless Cosmic was his name.
Well, no, that doesn't make sense. It's an adjective.
I mean...
Cosmic isn't a name.
Well, it's like the dog in the Jetsons named Astro.
Well, yeah, that's different. That's introduced as a... Whatever. The point is...
I say we can get semantic arguments about naming Jetsons characters.
The point is, I think it's funny that you have, like...
like a game like that or something.
Well,
like
no,
that.
I was going to say, I think it's funny... Let me finish for once.
God, then talk. Stop looking at your fucking phone like I am.
I'm doing both, asshole. I'm saying I think it's funny that you have Christmas traditions, because I definitely, like, don't.
Yeah.
I don't really at all, basically. Like, I live by myself. Like,
Sure.
what's the point? Who am I trying to impress?
Well, it's not about...
I'm impressed I went to the trouble of hanging a strand of lights. Because who am I trying
hanging?
to
It's
impress?
more like dangling.
Well, it's on a windowsill. What do you want?
It's not on the
I only
bottom.
have one strand. Oh, I'm not going to hang it around. That doesn't make any sense.
There's nothing really hanging on up there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just inspecting your house right now. You have windows on this side. This is the optimal place to hide if you have a gun.
If someone comes around, like, shooting at this place, like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
The walls are too thick. It's predominantly windows in the living room.
Just fucking...
There's really nowhere to hide.
I'm just waiting for, like, the tire squeals and just, like, the loading of Thompsons in the freaking...
Because Al Capone's gonna come rob me?
If anybody asks who did it, it was Golden Joe and the Suggins gang.
No, I don't really have that kind of, like... I don't know, I guess it just... If I'm feeling in the mood, I'll watch the Christmas episodes of things.
Oh, yeah.
I've got all the Aqua Teens.
Dude, yeah, Aqua Teens and all that stuff. Like the Squidbillies Christmas one is
Sure.
one of my favorites, where they take Santa hostage.
That one's awesome.
Oh, I love it. We should watch that, like, soon. We should do that, like, on Christmas Eve. Just come over, hang out, we'll watch all those.
I might be down.
That'd be cool. Making plans with the family. Aww.
Yay.
All right.
It truly is a magical time of year.
Also, seeing as how we're talking about kind of just a hodgepodge of things right now, I'm one to openly admit that I will never, ever say that Santa Claus doesn't exist. Ever.
What?
I will never say that to anybody.
You mean like you won't tell anyone that?
Yeah.
You believe it though, right? You don't believe Santa's real.
I don't want to say it. You know why? Because I have seen too many fucking movies, Hallmark movies or otherwise, where it's like, oh, I don't believe in this, and then Christmas, like, fucking shows up at your door, it's like, hey, I need help with some shit. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Let me just quickly recap the logic here. Hallmark movies are stupid. Hallmark movies are formula. Most of them center around, like, a real version of Santa. Hallmark movies are stupid. You know what's awesome? I think Santa's probably not real.
No, what I'm saying is I will never admit that he doesn't actually exist, because I don't want to go on some stupid holiday adventure where I've got to save his plant or some shit. Are you kidding? No.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't have time for that. No. I'm not going to do it.
You know what I don't have time for? Is fucking Santa Claus nonsense.
I'm just saying, I will never admit Santa Claus doesn't exist.
That's a real bummer.
Well,
because he doesn't.
Well, how many fucking adventures have you gone on? How many times have you denounced Santa and he shows up at your door?
None, because he's not real. Do you see how I short-circuit that line of reasoning?
Know that.
Oh, what do you mean I don't know that?
Because one of these fucking days, he's gonna show up at your door. It's like, sorry, my reindeer on your roof? What's up?
Why me?
Because you don't believe. Or at least you say you don't.
Well, let's assume 50% of the world doesn't believe. Which is probably being charitable.
Probably the amount of percentage of people he showed up and said, guess what?
That's 3 plus...
Because he probably does some stupid, like, magical wish bullshit where it's like, you won't remember a damn thing. You don't know.
So Santa's like the Men in Black.
Men in Black with presents. Man in Red.
You know, I could actually see that being pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where Santa is like a hybrid, like...
Ocean's
gift giver
/
alien fighter.
Dude.
That'd be kind of a cool movie.
Shit.
I'd watch that.
That would be cool.
You know what the best part is? You'd still have Will Smith.
Yeah.
Black Santa.
Hell yeah.
Although it would probably make more sense for Tommy Lee Jones to be Santa. And Will Smith to be like his replacement.
God.
Like in training, because Tommy Lee Jones is going to retire, because Tommy Lee Jones is 963 years old.
Then I get Josh Brolin to do it instead, because they go back in time, because
God.
fucking... Who saw that movie? No one did. Anyway. So moving away from more of the obscure and more of the crazy.
That's nonsense.
There's got to be, like... That's nonsense. We're talking about Santa Claus and Men in Black.
Yeah.
And fucking Al Capone showing
What
up.
part
in
of
your
this has
hall.
been nonsense?
So move on to like kind of the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Presents you got? You got any? What's one of the? I've got a
What's
list.
the question?
What presents that you got? What's a memorable Christmas for you in terms of something
See,
that you
okay.
got?
There's a question.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I didn't know what you meant. You could have taken that any number of ways. I like, by the way, that the Christmas podcast during the loving time of family bonding Christmas season is going to be the one where we snipe at each other the most.
Well, because that's what's
going to be the most spiteful.
we do that because we love each other.
Do you never notice, by the way, real quick tangent before we get back on topic?
Okay.
Do you ever notice how people, like in this case, Mom, and I don't mean to pick on Mom, but she'll be like, "You boys shouldn't fight. You boys shouldn't fight with each other at all. I'm tired of hearing it."
Yeah.
And then when her brothers and sisters are over, they bicker at each other exactly like we do.
Incessantly.
And it's like, well. Mm-hmm. It's almost as though that's just what siblings do.
Do as I say, not as I do. Fuck that rule.
It's so funny. Every time I just want to be like, "Shut up, Mom." But not in a mean way, just in a like, come on. Just don't act like you're better
Go
than us.
fuck yourself. Just take it. I'll do the.
Shut up, Judge.
That must be the happiest kid in the world. Okay.
So I don't know. The only real memorable thing that comes to mind, and maybe this is a little corny. In fact, I know it is. But there was a year where we got Sonic Spinball for the Sega
Dude,
Genesis.
that was actually the first thing on my freaking little note.
pretty memorable, right?
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like, part of it is because, Sega was cool, and we really wanted that game. All right, keep in your fucking pants. We really wanted that game for whatever reason because it had Sonic on it, and
Sure.
even though it wasn't a Sonic game,
Yeah.
and like the actual mechanics of that game's awful.
It's-
that game controls sluggishly. The
Yeah.
objectives are super unclear,
Well-
and it is frustratingly easy to just like lose.
Oh, yeah. Like, the game designer in me plays that game. I'm like, how do we even beat this? Or
No,
play
I know.
this?
It's fucking insanity.
It
And the
is.
last boss,
Dude, the
which is at
final
the top
level-
of like a giant spaceship
And if you
takes
fall
like
out,
9
you have to
hits.
play pinball to get to him. And I'm like,
It's a terrible game.
Yeah.
However, that's not the point.
Right.
Because, and I think this is the corny part, is like when you're a kid, it's a lot easier to be, like, I'm not surprised anymore by gifts. And the older you get,
Yeah.
the harder it is to be surprised. Like, you look at the Christmas list of the older people in our family, and it's like gift cards, wine, candles, foodstuffs,
Yeah.
whatever it happens to be. But when you're a
I
kid,
feel bad for Dad because like he doesn't ask for anything. He says donate to charity in my name if you want to do something like that. Do that. He always just gets like groceries.
yeah, well, most people do. Like that's effectively
That's a weird thing.
Effectively,
to me.
it's just a grocery exchange.
That's. But anyway, yeah.
But I mean, well, and that's part of what life is, though, right? Like even my list this year, like I put food saver bags on my list because I have a vacuum sealer and I
Yeah.
use it, and I can't be bothered to go buy new bags because I don't know where to do it. And it makes a great gift where it's like, cool, that's perfect. That's something I need.
Sure.
It's something I get utility from. They're not especially like cheap, so it's not like whatever.
It's
not
still,
like I'm
you
asking
can
for
make it a
Ziploc
gift.
bags.
Yeah, it's you can make a whatever. I mean, like coat drives, getting a person a coat.
Right, but like my point is, it's from essentially, an era, the Sonic Spinball thing,
Yeah.
when you were still able to be surprised by presents, and I think that's the most surprised I've ever been.
Yeah.
Before like the natural curiosity about like, okay, well, Santa's not real, no matter what some of us seem to weirdly believe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just you wait. He'll get you.
I hope he does. I hope he kidnaps me and forces me into slave labor at his fucking
Dungeon.
his toy sweatshop.
Indentured servants.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, that would be up there. That's the first like really strong Christmas memory that I have.
Oh yeah. There's like a couple for me.
Go for it.
It was really weird because Mom actually asked me like not too long ago, like, do you guys have any like favorite Christmases? And I always struggled to find one in particular because it was more about a feeling that you get from the holidays. There's like the things you got because when you're a kid and as you grow older, like you just said,
Yeah.
things don't surprise you or whatever. Like, but for me, getting things was always nice, but it was weird. Like as a kid, I wanted to just kind of be around family and do stuff like that more than I cared about getting presents.
Well, and I feel like, by the way...
Which seems like the exact opposite of what a kid would want from Christmas.
Well, I should also mention there's a sweet spot when you're a kid.
Yeah.
In terms of,
like both.
Christmas presents. Because when you're too young, like when you're a
you
baby,
don't remember, yeah.
You obviously don't remember. And then when you're like 4 or 5 or whatever, if it's like, oh... Peter's really into Legos. Then
Legos.
all you get from everyone is fucking Legos.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I'm all about, so that's literally all I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, your grandma will get you a token, like, pair of, like, shirts.
Yeah,
It's
clothes
like,
and stuff.
cool.
Yeah. But whatever. For me, I kind of like an add-on to the ones of like Sonic Spinball. But when we both got those Game Boy Colors,
I remember that.
that was pretty cool because it was like they did it like fucking out of A Christmas Story, where it's like, what's that behind the tree? Did we forget one? And it was for both of us, and we both got Game Boy Colors.
Except for, see, that one didn't make my cut because I saw those.
Oh well, lucky you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say I was lucky.
I'm just saying it's one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, you aren't lucky because it ruins the surprise.
Yeah. See what I mean?
See, but I didn't know, so
Well, that's good.
so good for me.
Let me tangent this into a different question about
okay.
Christmas. Christmas Eve versus Christmas Day.
Mm.
What's your stance on the tradition of opening a present Christmas Eve instead of day?
I think it's fine. It's funny too because like when you're a kid and you focus on the things that you want and all that kind of shit, you're like, which one do I really want to open? This big one that might have something cool in it, or the smaller one that might have something cool and small in it? Because fucking, that's actually one I remember.
It's kind of like a little Christmas lottery.
Yeah.
Where you still end up winning all the presents in the end. It's just a matter of which one you pick first.
Right. Because I remember opening one on Christmas Eve one year and getting like a giant stuffed Wacko from the Animaniacs. I thought that was cool because I'm like, yeah, fucking Wacko's the best and stuff. But I knew one might have been like a PlayStation game, but I didn't open it, and it was Rayman. It turned out to be.
I remember that.
Yeah, and
Quick pro tip, by the way, to anyone wrapping presents:
put them in a box
either put them in a box or don't wrap them in white wrapping paper
because you can see through that
It's
shit.
too easy to see through it.
Do it red with a white ribbon if you want to do it traditional.
What do you mean traditional?
Well, because
In
people.
order to appease Santa Claus,
shut
the
up.
presents must be red with white ribbon. All other ribbons will result in coal and floggings.
I say they get the Krampus coming around.
Unbelievable.
I love how Colonel Clink apparently is Santa in your like freaking the guideline.
No, he's like Dutch German.
Everything at Christmas must be spick und span. Fucking no, because like people do like traditional wrap jobs and stuff like of plain paper, like red, green, white stuff like that. It's a designer artist thing. Like fucking Martha Stewart will talk today about it because she's a hack about it and steals from other people. Anyway,
The greatest gift she gave me was when she committed insider trading. Because that was pretty funny.
That yeah.
You're like that. Well, I wouldn't call it funny. By the way, another real quick diversion.
Don't inside trade.
Well, okay, that's a good pro tip.
Gordon Gekko is
don't
not,
do that.
Yeah.
Someone told me that someone told me that at my job now, and I'm not going to say what the name is because I mean, the principle of the story is insider trading, but like, there's a rumor that it will eventually go public.
Oh,
And it's like, well, would you buy stock? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just buy a bunch of stock and then sell it once I know all of what's happening within the company because I work there, and then I definitely won't get a call from the SEC. Like, that's ridiculous. That's I don't know. I'm sure there's a way around it. I'm sure there's a loophole.
It's like stock options
People
and
do
shit.
it. Yeah, like, it's not illegal to have stock in your own company, but it seems very dicey.
that entire game, like I don't deal with it. Like it's because I've never been like in a part of a finance anything, but this is getting too technical for me. I just draw pictures all day.
The other quick diversion I wanted to make, because it made me think of it when you called out my impression.
Yeah.
So you saw the little real cheapo refurb PC that I have.
Yeah.
That I installed Red Alert 2 on.
Mm-hmm.
The dude that plays Einstein in that game is brutal. He just...
The timelines are merging!
His accent is atrocious. His acting... Oh.
Tim Curry's in the third one, I think.
He's in the... Tim Curry?
Yeah.
It's a good get.
Yeah.
Well, and the rest of the acting talent in that game isn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, Ray Wise is the president.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Wise is pretty great.
I liked the Premier Romanov.
And, yeah, whoever that guy is, and Yuri, I think, both did great jobs. And Rachel Weisz was Tanya. Like, there was decent talent. Like,
before it was, like, the blonde chick who's hard up on vaccines giving people autism. McCarthy. Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah, she was Tanya. And, like,
she's backed off of that, allegedly.
good.
Yeah.
Because it's stupid.
It's incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
It's one of the most like flawed premises I've ever heard.
Oh, it's just gross. All right, so let's talk more about presents.
Yay, Christmas!
Because it's funny you mentioned that as you get older, you get less surprised about things. Because I've been genuinely surprised about 2 or 3 gifts I've gotten. One of them, straight away, last year.
Wow.
Both of these are actually from last year, I'm realizing. I got, like, I've never had, like, an actual, like, nice coat. Like, I've had, like, athletic coats and hoodies and shit.
I can tell. Zing!
Like, a freaking fatigue jacket and shit.
It's a nice coat.
The zipper's broken. I wish I could fix it. Anyway, I've never had, like, a wool winter coat that I think is kind of cool looking because you walk around downtown or whatever you're doing what you do in a nice black wool coat, have a scarf. It looks nice. Like, I don't have that kind of clothing. I just don't. And sure enough, like, one last year I made a mention that, like, just offhandedly to somebody, and sure enough, on Christmas, it's like, whoa, shit, an actual fucking, like, black, nice coat, nice and long.
A nice wool coat is nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even love mine that much because it's got a hood, which is great if you're trying to look like the world's most fashionable druid.
Or, like, just a Neo.
Or
Winter,
like,
Christmas Neo with a duster.
Or, like, a cold Assassin's Creed assassin.
Oh, yeah. Dude, if I could get a jacket of that, whoa.
But it's a nice coat, and the proof of concept for any coat is how warm it'll functionally keep you. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you put that fucking coat on,
it's like,
your body temperature goes up 10 degrees, like, instantly.
Yeah.
It is crazy warm.
I'm glad I have that coat. I should probably wear it more often. At winter time.
Well, yeah.
What was the second one?
Yeah, what was the other one?
Honestly, it surprised me because I just didn't think people would know of it. Like, Amazon wish list has made kind of like keeping track of things like that easy because people will always ask me.
Use that more
because people will always ask me like what I want, and I'll be like, I don't fucking know. Just donate. Like I'm going the dad route eventually, where it's like, if you want to get me something, do this, whatever. But seriously, just donate to a charity. Like I'll buy this shit myself if I don't, whatever.
Right.
But I put the Neo Geo X on my wish list.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like the
I forgot that was a gift.
Yeah, that was a handheld like game console where you played a bunch of Neo Geo games and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was cool because like the limited edition one, the gold pack, came with a base that you plugged in and you could play it in HD on your television with arcade perfect fucking joysticks.
It's pretty sweet.
And so I got that entire like limited pack with like, Ninja Masters and Metal Slug and Magician Lord and all these crazy old good Neo Geo games. Magician Lord's not that good, but and then it came with like a bonus pack of like a bunch more games. That was fucking awesome. Because it's actually, if you cared about this kind of stuff, it's actually like arcade perfect simulation of that stuff. Like, arcade games would slow down if there's too much on screen. It does that.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Prepare to be a lot more disappointed this year in Christmas.
Jeez.
I'm totally kidding. I have no idea.
All right. It's just, wow.
I have no idea what you're getting besides what I got you.
Oh, all right. I wish I could have gotten people stuff. I don't have any money. I'll figure.
Who needs money when you can...
Family. Who needs money when you can family?
You know it.
It's from fucking Rick and Morty. God. Who needs money when you can... Family. Whatever. That's
they have a Christmas special.
They do. I was just
that.
about to say that. Everybody, take a device.
I think that's on my DVR.
Oh man, you know what? We should watch that at halftime.
It's probably not gonna happen. But...
You kick me out of your fucking house.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, anything else you really want to bring up about this?
The only...
I make it sound so regimented. I'm sorry.
Well...
Let's talk about Christmas happy feelings. Okay, enough.
It's probably something we needed, though.
Oh.
I mean, we've had enough diversions.
Yeah.
My brain is like a tiny ant brain sometimes.
It's like a dog brain.
You know what? That'll work, too.
Let's focus on this one thing, squirrel.
The only other point I wanted to vaguely mention, I didn't really have much to say about it, was just like people being anti-Christmas because it's like, oh, it's just a spirit of commercialism.
Yeah.
And it's all bullshit. And it's like, okay, like, I get it. And there's no accounting for anyone's unique circumstances. Like,
sure, yeah.
If you had a shitty set of Christmases growing up.
Or if it doesn't mean anything to you.
It would suck to be a kid and see all these other kids, like, ecstatic and elated at Christmas. And then, like, through whatever circumstances, yours just isn't cool. Like,
sure.
That would suck. I get it. That's all well and good. But, like, I don't know. Can we stop pretending that Christmas is materially different than any other part of the year in terms of consumerism? Like,
yeah, it's in America.
Well, and people act from a consumerism standpoint,
like
as
Valentine's Day, for God's sakes.
Well, and they act as though it's like, oh, what's the point? It's just a charade of people buying things for other people, and it's like, let's just hang out, and then I'll go buy myself all the stuff I want. And it's like, to me, that fundamentally misses the point.
That, and also, like, so much of joy in life, at least, I don't know, it usually comes from, being with people around that you love, but also the spirit of giving.
Yeah. Well, and they've done...
It's this kind of weird faux intellectualism because, like, I tie it hand in hand also with, like, religion and stuff. Like, oh, you believe in God? You must be a fucking Dark Ages piece of shit. I'm like, God, dude, chill. Back off.
Well, and that's one thing that I've noticed in myself over time is that transition of, like, why would anyone do this? Why would anyone think this? This is crazy. To, like, whatever. We're all our own people. We're all shaped by our own circumstances. Like, who the fuck am I to say that you're right or wrong?
It's a matter
in terms of how you approach a thing.
Yeah, it's a matter of empathy,
which is a really funny approach, considering I led into this with, I think that people who claim that Christmas is a consumerism-driven holiday are stupid.
It goes to show how complicated it kind of is. Like, people are complicated, and the way we do things and handle things is always complicated. And it all comes down to the fact that, like, empathy, you need it. And people are really bad at empathizing with other people.
Yes, they are.
You told me that.
On average, dude, people are terrible at it.
Yeah.
It's... weirdly, I don't understand it. Like, it doesn't register with my brain, because to me, empathy is like a second skin. Like, it's a very natural feeling.
Sure. Because you're a human being.
Well, yeah, and I don't know. I get the sense that a lot of what's written off as, like, I'm not very empathetic is people just not trying to see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So, like, I even led into that with, like, I get how your circumstances can shape you and can shape how you view the holiday. Like, that's fine. That's all well and good. But I don't know. I view Christmas as I don't view it as a great time. I'm not, like, captured by the, like, magic and wonder. I'm not, like, sitting here with, idyllic Pollyanna glasses on, but I think Christmas is a great time.
Yeah.
I will also point out, Christmas, from a work standpoint, is, like, fundamentally the best holiday. Just because for, like, a month,
nothing
happens.
Done. Yep.
And everyone's so mentally checked out. And half of your office at, like, any given time are gone on vacation because they've got, like, their own plans or their own holiday shit going on. So, like, things just slow down to a fucking halt. And then...
pick up in January.
I'm lucky enough where, actually, my last 2 jobs have shut down between Christmas and New Year's. So from basically, like, the 23rd... up through January 5th, which is that Monday.
Yeah.
Like, nothing happens.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like a cool little mini vacation.
Very nice.
Yeah. I don't know, anything else on your mind?
I think we've covered pretty much all of it.
Should we close with a Christmas carol? You're like, no.
I don't have any hymns next to me.
You don't remember any offhand?
No. I don't.
You don't remember any Christmas carols offhand?
Have I tried, maybe? No, let's not end it that way.
I don't want to, I'm just saying. Now it's just a matter of question.
How the hell are you to not...
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
That's not a hymn.
I didn't say it was a hymn. I said it was a Christmas carol.
No.
I'm not trying to get you to sing a Mormon tabernacle choir piece by yourself.
I wish I could.
Well,
that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I saw, dude, on my Tumblr, I posted a little, like, I don't know, I think it's a Vine or some shit like that, because it just plays automatically.
Yeah.
Dude had, like, you know, like a 40-track sampler and was just fucking going to town making dubstep music with it just hitting keys. I'm like, I want to do that.
Oh, I saw that, but I didn't, like, watch it.
Dude, it's awesome.
That thing looked cool.
It's cool as hell.
For a second, I thought this was Christmas-related. I was like, that sounds like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I hate that song. The one that they always play. Like, they're a great orchestra, but
Wizards in Winter.
Yeah, and like, brum, brum, with the fucking guitars and stuff, and I'm just like, only in, like, Russia. Trans-Siberian, I think Russia.
I don't think Trans-Siberian Russia is actually Siberian. Are they?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I'm gonna
While
look
we
it
figure
up.
out a way to close this down and prep for next time.
Yeah, you know what? We should think about what we want to do, because I've had a couple ideas.
Well, I know you do.
Well, so do you have any?
No.
All right, then. So, clearly we know who the idea man is.
Fuck off. We should
Talk
do
about a
another,
sidekick. Yeah, come up with some ideas and we'll talk.
whatever. We should do another fantasy draft.
Oh, hell yeah, we should.
We kicked around a couple ideas at breakfast this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to commit to any for the quote unquote audience.
Oh my god.
But I actually am kind of really into the idea of doing one that's either like candies, like drafting candies. I think that would be tremendous. Desserts would be a good one,
Yeah.
and I could also see drafting like cocktails.
I don't
Like
know
classic.
enough about them.
I know. I think that one would make it tough.
See, I could get down on like candy.
Just
like,
FYI, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is from New York.
oh my god.
So,
why are they called?
AKA the Russia of the Northeast. You're like, nope, that's Maine.
The Russia of the Northeast. I moved a chord there. I wonder if that actually got picked up. So,
Well, I guess we'll see.
yeah.
Any thoughts on draft topics or other next topics?
I've given a lot of thought to logos and color schemes.
Oh yeah, we should do that one.
Yeah, because that's awesome.
We kicked around that idea of drafting sports logos and color schemes or whatever.
Shit,
which
even
is
if-
great because I want 90% of these to be about sports anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's just what I talk about most.
Mm-hmm. A good balance.
I think
here.
that would be a great draft.
All right, that would be cool. I think another one that I would want to do. You know what? Actually, we'll talk about that off mic. But
Way to tease it.
it's one of those things. Like in one episode, I kept mentioning things about what I want to do with projects I have. It's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much here. It's happening, but I want to do it.
All right, I get it.
All right, so we really do hope that you enjoyed this episode of the podcast today.
Yeah.
As we try to find an official, better name for it. And really, we just spent time talking about Christmas. And with any luck, people out there listening have their own holiday memories and their own people to spend them with. Whether you're alone or you just have something to do or something to watch, something to play. We've all got our own ways of celebrating or not. So we just hope that you have something like that in your lives. And from the bottom of our hearts, everybody listening, want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
And I would tack on, in all seriousness, I joke around a lot on this, but hopefully it did at least conjure up some memories.
Yeah.
If only because the fighting my brother and I were doing
yeah.
reminded you of your own childhood or your own family get-togethers. You know, there are very few times in life that we're really, truly surprised anymore, that we really, you know, feel some sort of sense of spirit. When I was a freshman, I was walking around campus during, like, the winter break, the finals week or whatever, like, right before winter break. Mm-hmm. And it was a snowy day, like, it had that slate gray sky, which usually indicates snow. And, like, I was walking from getting food or whatever, just listening to music and not really paying attention, and I looked up, and, like, it started snowing, the sky was crazy gray, and, like, literally no one in the heart of campus, like, no one was around.
Wow.
And I was, like, alone, just staring up at this, like, sky, basically, and feeling this, like, that cold, that chill. And it's one of those weird moments where you're like, all right, this feels weirdly, like, spiritual. Like, it feels like I'm in the spirit, is what I should say, I guess.
Yeah, I get you.
It was awesome. So, hopefully...
It's weird that what can trigger those.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So hopefully you got triggered some too. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning, Christmas.
Trigger warning, happy.
Did you ever stop to consider how that makes me feel, you fucking piece of cis scum? Did you get your fucking pronouns in check?
Check your privilege, bro.
That's what I'm getting you for Christmas, is a box
of
with
that?
a check mark in it, and it says privilege next to it. It's a year full of checked privilege.
Wow,
It's
one
like,
for every day
they're like
of the year.
carbon credits.
It's like, buy your carbon offsets from your smugness.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all and to all.